Hello, and we are back for episode 15. I'm pretty sure I got that right. And unfortunately, we don't have Raptor with us today. Ruthless may be late, but we're not entirely certain. He's a bit of a wild card, that guy is. But you have me, Lotus, and we have Skull here today.
Hello.
And we are going to have a little bit of fun here, and we're going to be talking about romance tropes. Both what we love and what we hate. But I'm pretty sure between the both of us, there's more that we hate than we love.
My god, finally a break from cupcake hell, though.
Cupcake hell?
I've been making cupcakes
Oh,
all day.
well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, then let's take a break from that and let's talk about some good old romance tropes, eh? Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with something we hate.
That could be any of them. It's romance. A lot of the tropes in romance are not the best or very infuriating.
I mean, I have a few that I don't mind.
I bet. That's all I gotta say. I fucking bet. We'll get to those later. Well, we'll end this on a positive note. How about that? But let's start with the ones that we hate. So, why don't you share one of the first ones you hate, Skull?
Let's start off strong with fucking love triangles.
I was waiting for you
Fuck
to say
love
it.
triangles. I
I was
hate them.
fucking waiting for you to say
I
it.
hate love triangles. They're never well written. And we've gone on tangents about this before, but 90% of the time the love interest isn't even well compatible with
With
the
either of them.
rivals. Usually they're better suited for each other.
I mean, I hate always bringing this up, but it's so easy. But like miraculous with their little love square and love octagon that they later kind of like introduce, or hexagon is probably the better way to put it. But like, I mean, the
Geometric
rivals.
shape.
Was that?
It's a geometric shape. We don't need to get technical.
I mean, some people want to get technical. Let's be fair. There are people out there that will.
But we're not that.
Yeah, it's very true. I don't think we can give a fuck anymore. But like, no, usually it's the two that are competing for the love of the main character that are far more interesting together, and it's just I don't know, it's just better, far better. Also, let's be fair, like poly ships are the best kind of ships
Mm-hmm.
because like it solves the problems. Like, why do you have to choose? Why can't you have both or all three?
Or more.
Yeah, or more. Like, don't get me wrong, it's nice to like I get the whole thing with monogamy and how people want to be dedicated to like one person their entire life and they can only ever like love one person in their eye, but like it's also just not how a lot of people are wired. Like people want just like love and connection and things like that. So I really don't see anything wrong with like being with more than one person. Of course, I don't know how much you could take my opinion at value because I am Arrow Ace. Uh, that's technically in
I
a
mean,
open queer platonic relationship with their zucchini, who's also now got a girlfriend. So it's like, I'm living that poly life, if you call it that.
I wish.
Hey, all it takes is
Honestly
communication.
wish.
All it takes is communication on your part. All you have to do is talk to your boyfriend. That's all you would have to do.
Oh no, I have.
Oh, is
More
he
than
say
once.
no?
Yes, every single time I've tried.
Break up with him.
I wish it were that simple.
Oh, trust me, it is.
It's really not.
Okay, you're young though. It's different. I'm old and jaded.
It's been like 7 years.
So,
Mm.
yeah, no, you can't throw that at me. I've got a little bit more experience under my belt, and all I gotta say is fuck that shit. Time means nothing in the long run when it comes to relationships. Because relationships can easily fade away and die with time. I'm gonna say that right now. Here's your dose of reality when talking about romance from someone who's just like jaded on every aspect of life. Oh, this is how we start strong.
It's not even like I'm necessarily unhappy though, is the thing.
Yeah, but like, what's like again like, what's the point if you just like stay okay, again, jaded and completely different point of view here. Like, what's the point when you're stuck in like just one relationship for your entire life? Like, what if you want to experience more? What if you have the chance but you can't take it just because someone says no? Like, that's always been the thing that gets me when it comes like just romance and that kind of stuff. It's like, but there's more out there, and you're kind of limiting yourself when you just do that kind of stuff. Oh, it just makes me feel kind of sad for people.
But love triangles. Fuck love triangles.
It's like going to a tangent on everything else.
Yeah. Just like, fucking love triangles. Stupid.
I
Especially.
mean, it's probably something that's never done right, and the thing is, it's always done with like teenage stories and things like that.
Oh well, we're getting into that. Fuck the Twilight Saga. Fuck glittery vampires. And fuck the stupid jock werewolf
Okay, look,
characters.
I'm not gonna deny Jacob is a fine-looking man. I will at least give him that, and I do feel a little bad for him because Bella was kind of stoking a lot of those fires. She was leading him on, which wasn't good. Because, like, she was aware enough of his feelings towards her. Like, he did not keep that secret. He communicated that just well and fine. But at the expense of his own emotions and him even doing this to himself. Because, like, he was also kind of, like, just obviously doing this to himself. But, like, she did stoke a lot of those fires herself. So I'm just like, eh.
I just wish we could get a vampire slash human story where it's actually decent and not like Twilight.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of those. You just kind of have to dig through the trash.
I've found one that I thought was okay, and no, I'm not gonna go into where and how.
Okay, well, look, if you want to find a good romance book like that, just go on writer's Twitter and be like, hey, has any indie writer wrote something like this? And I'm pretty sure you're going to get someone to say something. Because there's a whole bunch of these writers are trying to, like, flip the script on these kind of tropes and whatnot and try to, like, undo the damage that's been done by them. Like romanticizing abuse and that kind of stuff, just like with Twilight. Because let's be fair, it's kind of abusive relationship that they've got going on up until Bella actually becomes a vampire. In which case, it's just problems.
Fucking obsessive love, man. Ugh.
Well, that's
Ugh.
it's definitely a teenage thing. Let's be fair.
Uh,
I mean, we can't be wrong there. It's more of a teenage thing that you see that kind of obsessive love. Like, obviously, you still see it with some like the other stuff and whatnot. But that's also when it gets into the very like oh, there's a word for it. Um, definitely abusive relationship with the obsessive love because at that point you don't even care about what the other person wants. It's only what you want. You love them more as an object, not necessarily as a person with their own agency and things like that. It's just obsessive love is very much abusive love and toxic love kind of thing, which is never good. And that's a lot of the problem, isn't it? But aside from the oh so wonderful Twilight series, is there no other love triangles you just don't like?
I'm gonna be honest here. When it comes to like books and movies, I don't do a lot of reading. I just hate how overused and how often I see people complaining
Well,
about certain tropes.
you have to. Okay, I may not like the love triangle, but I can at least understand where it's coming from. Because the goal when it comes to writing anything, and I would assume you know this because you are a writer artist kind of thing. But the goal of any writer is essentially to create drama. And the best way to do that, especially if you're doing it from a love perspective, is a love triangle. Love triangle creates some of the easiest type of drama that you could possibly find. And I will give a lot of writers credit. Like they can do love triangles fairly well, but not always. Just because it does get very annoying seeing them so often. And then you get something like Miraculous where it's a love square, and you're just like, this is just a headache.
Can you just slam my head into the table, please?
Pretty, or just slam something upside your head just to make things a little bit easier. Save that much effort. Like,
Either
no,
way, it's painful.
it is painful. And again, it falls into that very. I think we might see it a little bit more given how we are trying to progress towards a more open-minded future. Not everyone's going to fall into this category, obviously, because we're still going to have bigotry and things like that. That's never going to actually
Mhm.
go away. But
Yeah,
as we have
it would be kind of stupid
artists.
to think otherwise, honestly.
Yeah. But we still have artists and writers who want to create these more open stories, and they are, not may, they are going to push for more realistic love. They're going to push for poly love. There's no more like, you're going to obviously still see monogamy and things like that, but we may not see as much of the same tropes as we did before because there are writers out there who really want to push the envelope and say, this is not good, this is bad, especially when we've got like critics and angry Karens and and just things like that coming at the writers for implanting these toxic negative notions into people's minds. And it's like, well, we're not saying it's close to real life. It's just a way to create drama. This isn't something you should strive for. It should be something you should be cautious of. But because of how often it's depicted, some people see it as the ideal. Just like
Yeah.
just like when you get the love at first sight and that whole trope.
Ugh.
So I will say love at first sight isn't entirely bad.
I mean, it could be cute if it's done right.
Exactly. If it's done right and addressed properly, then I think it's
If
good.
being the key word.
Yeah. But I mean, I can kind of get where this trope is coming from because it pretty much is very similar to like what you would have seen like in more like medieval kind of like writings, or like if you do like medieval more like settings and things like that, because love at first sight was very much a thing back then because you only married for advantage and things like that. Like you had to marry like with a lot of people even marrying into their own family just to keep the bloodlines pure in quotes.
And look what happened there.
Yeah, look how happened there. But no, like courtly love and love at first sight was like a big thing because love wasn't just something you experienced back then. You married because you needed an advantage, you needed to seal a deal with someone and things like that. Love was just something you could do for fun, essentially, which I think that's kind of cool. So I like love at first sight when it's combined with courtly love because it's kind of like a playful kind of love and it's not like you take it very seriously kind of
Yeah.
thing. Whereas you get a lot more things nowadays where it's like you're more attracted at first sight, but it's treated like love instead. We can always look towards a lot of the Disney movies for this kind of thing.
Yeah. Ah, shit. Oh yeah.
You're good, Skull. You're good. I know a big one that people like to point to with the love at first sight is Ariel from The Little Mermaid. And how she just instantly falls in love with Prince Eric the moment she sees him. It's like, yeah, but she's also like a 16-year-old teenager. Isn't that normal? More or less. I mean, the whole giving up her voice for a pair of legs is obviously a little drastic, but again, like you're gonna make bad choices as a teenager. There's just no getting around that.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's a little bit more. I mean, it's a little bit easier. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's more relatable with teenagers for the love at first sight thing because usually that's
That's how it is for teenagers for most of the time, though. It's the thing. Is the moment that you see someone, you're just like, bam, you just immediately fall in love with the person. You don't know anything about them, but you just know there's something there, and you believe it's love, essentially. And like that, I can understand, but it's just, I don't know. When you try to put that context into someone who is supposed to be older and more matured at that point, then it gets a
it
little
doesn't work
weird.
well.
Yeah, it doesn't work well. It works well with teenagers, and I can see why people get really sick of it because, again, a lot of the romances that we see are teen fiction. It is seen with, anywhere between like 14 to 20-year-olds, like 20 being like the very tip of it.
Yeah.
And that's even pushing it a little bit. But again, like you're still experiencing a lot of those hormones when you're reaching like your early 20s. It's starting to kind of like die away a little bit, but it doesn't fully go away till you reach like 25. I'm gonna say that right now. Enjoy life.
Oh,
And,
I get to suffer with that longer.
oh yeah, you do. My sympathies to you, mate. But it's something that you want. So at the same time, I know you know what you're going through. You know what you're gonna be going through.
Ah ha 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 ha! They're trying to convince me. They're trying to pin me on cleaning the kitchen. I'm not gonna
And I
happen
don't
for
listen to
them.
them. Anyway, yeah, no. So love at first sight is okay when it's done for teenagers, because that's what it's
Yeah.
like. Oh wait, did I hear Ruthless? Or was that just Skull? Okay. Your voice
What?
got so deep.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, holy fuck, is that Ruthless? That's a deep ass voice. That's not Skull. I'm just like, where'd Skull go? Skull, hello.
Sorry,
Oh my
I
god.
didn't realize my voice range could do that.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Like voices can go very deep and it's fun stuff like that. Oh, I will say though, if if you don't have anything else to say on Love at First Sight, there is one thing I really don't like because it can be so fucking messy and awful.
What?
Fated love.
Oh god.
Yep, there it
I
is.
hate, going on that, I hate soulmate tropes.
My god, that's where it falls into. It's the soulmate trope.
I hate it. I'm just gonna say that now. I hate the soulmate trope.
Like, okay, I get it. It's
Find
a
it
cute
stupid.
idea, okay? It's a very cute idea to think that you have someone out there that you're just destined to be with, that you were destined to be with each other before you guys were even born. Like the strands of fate are bringing you closer together, and you just need to wait till that person comes along, and then you'll just know immediately, like, that is the person. Like, this is my soulmate. And I'm just like, ah. Or then you get like the things in fiction where they'll bind two people together so they're doomed to be with each other forever.
Oh, stupid.
Do we want to bring up Twilight with Jacob in the imprinting? The worst idea ever. No, nothing. Not gonna say anything about that. Man, tough crowd.
Sorry, kids keep coming in.
What is that? I think you're starting to have some connection issues, my dear. Yep. Well, while he deals with people. No, yeah. Soulmates are not fun and are typically, well, I can't say they're not well written. It just can be a little. Oh, there's a word for it. Not really boring, but like frustrating. Because if we know from the start that someone is like destined to be with like the other person, like if the protagonist is destined to be with their love interest, but then they spend the next like X amount of seasons or books dancing around the bush and not actually committing to
Mm,
it, it gets so annoying so fast.
yeah. The only time I've seen like the soulmate trope done right was I'll be honest here, it was a fanfic. And essentially it was the first word or sentence that your soulmate says to you is written on your wrist. And it just happens by chance, right?
Okay.
The main character, the first word that they get written, like the only word, is duck.
Duck.
Soulmate's word, you. And so they both spent their entire lives just like loathing the day that they were gonna meet their soulmate. But you got these two vigilantes, right?
Mhm.
And they're in combat. One of them has a projectile coming at them. You hear the shout of duck. The person turns around and immediately they point. You! And it's just like this, oh shit. It starts out, they're just like not, they're both vigilantes. They're like, no, no, like this isn't gonna work. Like, dangerous line of duty. One of us is gonna die, but we can't. slowly it's just like this. They become friends, and then they eventually realize, like, yeah, okay.
Okay, that's cute.
It was.
Also, welcome, Ruthless.
Yeah,
You missed the talk about love triangles and love at first sight, and we're currently talking about soulmate tropes or
shit.
fated love.
Hmm.
But if you want to backtrack a little bit and share your thoughts on love triangles and love at first sight, we're more than willing to listen.
Yeah, I just find the love triangles kind of like eh. Love on first sight as a trope it's as a fantasy trope. It's just like yeah, like it's fantasy. Like what else do you expect? Especially with medieval fantasy,
See, that's
or
what I
how
brought up
even
too.
just previous like old era tropes. Yeah, it fits with the time era. So I'm like, yeah, have it. Just have it. Like, or even have one thing that just reference that trope.
Okay. And so, do you want to add in on the discussion of fated love and soulmates and those kind of
I
tropes?
find, yeah, like I find that trope kind of like kind of interesting as a writing. Like it's just a trope that has always been kind of like, yeah, it really fits well with like a lot of stories. It really depends on like there's some certain stories where I think, wouldn't really 100% fit or feel shoehorned. Star versus the world of evil. I think.
Oh,
I think.
Star Versus, where like the blood moon ball.
Yeah, I know about that, and I just remember vividly about that. And I was like, yeah, this is a shit show that I don't want to dig into.
Well, I heard it had like a good run up until like the final season with the jump the shark ending. I never actually watched it, but I know about the blood moon ball, and I still as someone who like just like barely touched upon the ships for that show, I definitely would say that like Star worked better with her asshole ex, the demon boy. Just because like they show the
Yeah,
chemistry and then like literally having like a teenage relationship, and it seemed fine to me. But then
I'm
like
back.
welcome back. I don't think Starship ended up with Marco, was it?
yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
Oh
thank
no,
you.
not Starco.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Oh god, no, no, no. Sorry, let me grab my
Suffer.
garbage can. I'm throwing up here. Garbage can.
Yeah, no, see,
But
Star
They
I
really
had
gets
to
it.
suffer
they
with the
ruined that
internet.
show with Starco. They ran that show into the ground, trying to push a relationship that wasn't meant to happen.
Well,
Yeah.
it's pretty much wasn't it because like the blood moon ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. My question is, okay, so I didn't ever actually watch the show. Did they ever break that binding or no?
I watched a 2 hour long analysis of how Starco ruined the entirety of Star vs. the Force of Evil. And I'm pretty sure they did break it, but like they still kept trying to push
Wasn't
the
it
sh- the
like
con.
I can kind of understand that because at that point, like the blood moon ball really felt like obviously like soulmate binding because that's obviously what it was. But in breaking it, it makes it seem like it's supposed to be their choice kind of thing. That no, it's not the blood moon ball. That it's their choice to be in love. That they're actually in love with each other. And it's not some mysterious force actually pushing them together. It's just them being wanting to be together because they love each other, kind of thing. Like that I can understand and get. But yeah, that's not good. But I also Ruthless brought up Twilight in the case of the soulmate and fated love with Jacob
Oh,
and his imprinting. The imprinting
wait, did
on
you say hick?
no. Jacob from
Oh,
Twilight.
Jacob.
Yeah,
Eh.
with the imprinting on Renesmee.
That series gives me pain.
It gave us all pain. We all had to suffer. Let's
Yeah.
be fair. Let's be
The
fair.
worst. the worst thing is I had like a friend of mine that was like dead set on just dragging me into just watching it a few of the Twilights.
How'd that go?
Oh, it was painful.
Bet
It's a
it
bit
was.
painful to watch,
It always is.
especially even though I will have to say Robert Pattinson is not a bad actor. Just that movie specifically
None of them were
is way worse.
bad actors. They just had to deal with, not the best kind of
Script,
there you go. Thank you. That's what it was.
yeah.
But
I actually think Robert Pattinson is like one of the really good actors, especially when I watched the Lighthouse. But that is a tangent, a whole new tangent. So I'll end there.
slight aside, as I'm googling something as I draw here while we talk, I'm looking through the news feed and literally it's talks about there's like an article like Twilight's Taylor Lautner describes the absolute nightmare of getting into Jacob shape and maintaining it for the movies. I'm like, I don't need to know that, but thank you. Apparently, the article was posted like 5 hours ago too.
Jesus.
Uh,
People still writing shit about Twilight?
of
Fucking hell.
of
Uh,
course. Why wouldn't
uh,
Gross.
they? Why wouldn't they?
why?
Because this is just the world that we
That
live
shit,
in.
that shit is dead. Like, that shit
Oh
is
no, it's not.
fucking dead.
Oh no, it's
I
not.
really wish it was.
Keep wishing, because it's not gonna die anytime soon.
I've read worse. I've read
Fucking
worse.
hell.
I've seen worse, but it's still bad.
Yeah. There's just no winning here. We're all losers in this timeline. That's just the cold hard truth of
And
it all.
my one of my roommates was recently telling me this story about um how him and his at the time girlfriend went to go watch Twilight, and it was like the theater was full of chicks. There were maybe 2 or 3 other guys, and they were with their girlfriends.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely
Anyway,
tell you.
he
Yeah,
my
I
roommate's
can.
like a comedian at heart, right? And I forget what exactly it was he said, but it was like right when Edward was about to bite what's her face. And he made the entire theater burst out laughing with what he said.
What do you say?
I can't remember.
That's not a good story. You gotta be.
I think it was something along the lines of "get that pussy."
What?
I don't know. There's more context to the
Oh,
story.
is it Dracula? Get that?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Because it was like this. It's supposed to be like this intimate, dramatic moment, right?
And yeah, here they are.
I
Yeah.
got it.
I mean, it cracked everybody up.
I believe it. I really do.
I mean, you get this guy like in the middle of the theater, right? He just stands up and starts screaming at Edward on the screen,
Get that.
like, "You go, bro!"
Got it. We believe in you, man. More than we do the dog. Because the dog gets a
Now
baby.
I'll definitely admit, I don't hate dramas, but there's some type of dramas that I definitely fucking hate,
Alright, we'll save that for another
and I'll
episode.
definitely leave that as there.
Okay, good. Because
And
we're talking about romance today, Ruthless. We'll talk about drama
it,
another day.
and I will definitely admit, there's some definitely bunch of like the tropes for romance is definitely so many with like,
Oh my god.
especially with rom coms.
Oh my god.
Those are like,
I hate the hero gets the girl trope.
Yeah, I kind of don't
Find
like
it
it either.
overused and annoying.
well, of course it's
Yeah.
overused because we want to sell the idea that it's the good guy that gets the girl, not the bad guy.
Honestly, I like immediately. I kind of like more of the trope of the villain getting the girl. I don't know why.
It's a lot more fun.
A lot more funny. It
Or
feels more. It feels like the like the polar opposite of everyone just being like, yeah, I want the hero to get the girl. I'm
Uh,
like, nah.
yeah.
I think that's kind of like
contrarian is.
why I like Megamind. Like, even though he technically becomes a hero in the end, and he
Yeah.
gets the girl in the end, he technically got the girl when he was a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're being really technical, he got the girl when he was a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he did it through lying, but it was
I mean,
not
that's the
necessary.
point of
He
lying.
was
She wasn't supposed to find out.
he was lying, but not necessarily lying because he was being himself, just not as himself.
Yeah, but it was still a deception in the end because, like, it wasn't actually him. Because, like, physically, he was like, I wouldn't say pretending, obviously. Well, he was and wasn't pretending to be someone else. It's complicated.
He's pretty much showing his true self while he's using another person's
Yeah, well, he was being
identity
Bernard.
as that. Yeah. So using a mask to hide his true self.
Yes, it is I, Bernard.
Bernard. Gosh, I remember that scene all too well, and I fucking love it. It's fucking great. I love that movie. It's like the best thing. We'll talk about it more when we get into superhero tropes. Are you ruthless?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's so
Yeah,
many.
I
I
have
know
some
there's so
stuff I can
many.
say there when
Alright.
we get into like the hero stuff.
I think we all can. Let's be fair there. Ooh, ooh,
Deadpool
I got
for
another
sure.
fun one. What about forbidden love?
It can be good or it can be annoying.
Ruthless.
It
There's no
depends
in
on like the context.
Okay, so like, when is it good then, in your opinion?
hmm.
When like someone is like forbid you, like if someone like authority say no, but you actually kind of want to be with the person. I find that like dope. Like dope storytelling. Like kind of dope, and then just making a story
I
around.
like. Oh,
I think
Yeah.
that kind of depends, because there are times where it can be done right in those cases, but there's still times where it's done wrong. So
yeah,
Yeah.
I have
it's
no,
like 50-50.
yeah.
I don't
So
like when I can say with certainty that when it comes to like the forbidden love type things, I don't like if it's done like Romeo and Juliet.
well, that's like a love you to death
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
That's definitely like a
That one.
toxic love.
It does. It is definitely a toxic love.
Because no one should be worth your life. No love should be worth your life. It's definitely the big thing there. I will say that no
Yeah.
love is worth anyone's life. But like, I can understand like the whole forbidden love, star-crossed lover kind of thing going on, but once you get to like how deeply that love went down and how they were willing to die for each other,
That was like, yeah.
that's when you cross the line. Because again, like the forbidden love and the star-crossed lovers thing can work in a Romeo and Juliet sense if they don't die in the end and they
Yeah.
manage to like run away together.
Now, though, I thought the reason why that happened, like why they just had the Shakespeare had it like that, because I think most tragic or drama plays during the time would be just tragic as fuck with the endings. And that's just me going off of pure memory, just reading, just from taking it like a theater class.
That's fair. But like, still, it's just,
Yeah, it is.
it's bad. It's very bad.
Romance is a strange genre, just in general.
It is a very strange genre because like you can still have it with like the tropes and being done right,
Yeah.
but it's also very hard at this point.
I
Yeah.
definitely will say, and I'm gonna say this for all tropes. A lot of tropes, you can easily fuck it up.
Yeah, look at
Big time.
Miraculous and the Magic Girl.
I'm not even gonna get myself there. I'm gonna
we'll,
avoid it.
we'll go there later. Don't you worry. We've got a superhero one coming up, and we'll do that then.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
I'll
will be
bite my
safe.
tongue.
Oh no,
I
you
definitely
won't
will
be.
bite my tongue
You won't be
for
then.
this one.
After this
When
one,
it comes
yeah.
to when it comes to romance stuff, Um, I'm like somewhere in between on Cinderella stories, essentially.
They need to be done right.
Yeah.
So I can say, so this might be a little more biased because again, I'm more fond of Disney, but I do enjoy the original and the live action remake that Disney made, which this may be an unpopular opinion, but this is just me, but I do believe that the Cinderella remake they made of the live action stuff is the
Mhm.
best one that they've made
Oh
when it
yeah.
comes to the
Yeah,
princesses.
it's really good. It was also the first
Like,
one they made though, wasn't it?
I don't think it was the first one. I think didn't wasn't Maleficent first?
yeah,
It
I think
was
so.
Because there was one, yeah, Maleficent had to be first. Because I think I remember watching that when I was still in high school, and Cinderella came out in 2015.
alright.
Now, what's your opinion? Actually, I'm gonna bite my tongue now. It's
Right.
not Disney show. It's not Disney.
Yeah, it's not Disney. It's not Disney.
Yeah,
But no,
I'm gonna.
the Cinderella stories definitely need to be good. I know the one that was released on Amazon Prime where they made Cinderella a girl boss was not a good version of that.
Oh
That
god.
does not work at all.
No, it
I'm
doesn't.
sorry,
Yeah, no.
and
No, it
and
doesn't.
I don't. I'm not saying the girl boss archetype doesn't work. Like it can work, but in
It's
this situation, does not
So,
work
like,
at
if they
all.
do it in the terms of like Tiana from the Princess and the Frog, that's a good girl boss.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
who is
yeah.
pursuing her dreams, but she also realizes there's also more that she wants, and she's willing to go for it too. But you get into that toxic girl boss when they're like, no love, no nothing, and I'm just like, but there's more
Uh,
So
to
like
life.
kind of like Cruella
I never watched Cruella.
from the I watched a
Cruella.
breakdown of it and that's kind of what they did with her.
Okay, but
They
again,
kind of, they kind of did.
we had our chance with the Disney guys.
But yeah,
But no, yeah, like with the
It's just kind
Cinderellas,
of there. You think of stuff
yeah.
later.
I know. Tell me about it. I fucking know. But no, yeah, Cinderella's they have to be done good. Like again, I know the original really kind of falls into that love at first sight kind of thing, and if we even look at like the Grimm fairy tales, don't even want to go there. But like it, you still have that love at first sight. They only knew each other for wasn't the ball for like 3 days in the Grimm's tailing, the Grimm or Perot. Perot, is that how you say it? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure
regardless,
that that's the
okay.
case.
But again, like it was only for 3 days, so they didn't have the most amount of time to get to know each other. But the prince still wanted to marry her. He wanted the pretty girl,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean it
Just give me
works for
a
some of
minute, I'm
them.
gonna get a drink.
Okay, but no, yeah, like I think when it comes to like any like of the princess stories and the love there, it really depends on how well the writing is. Cause I don't mind those kind of like fairy tale, princess, romance tropes and genre and kind of thing like that. That stuff's fun when it's done right. However, it's not always done right. Do we want to look at the live action Beauty and the Beast remake? And how that was, because I can tell you, in the original, there actually felt like there was love between them. But again, it ultimately falls down to the writing, and they can be fun so long as you don't try to modernize it too much. Unless you actually have it take place in a modern setting, then it's different. But if you have it take place in like a medieval setting, don't try to like modernize it too much. What do you think, Ruthless?
Yeah, I'm just like I honestly don't. I honestly have a very neutral opinion on modernizing stuff because again, like some of the things can be modernized and be even more better than the source material. But if it's like trying to run a completely modernized and just like completely like different setting, it's kind of like eh.
I think what bothers me more is when they try to make fun of the tropes when it comes to like romance, especially. Because it feels like they're disregarding almost where the tropes came from in the first place and
Yeah,
their significance and things like that. Like, I understand things like love at first sight and wanting to like immediately marry someone right off the bat. I admit that like that stuff's very obviously dated, but at the same time you have to remember where it came from, and it's not really fun to poke fun and laugh at those tropes anymore. Like it was funny with Shrek and other kind of like parodies in the early 2000s, but nowadays it's just like, are you done?
Yeah. You know, with all fairness, I actually don't mind making fun of it. It's just we already had enough of it. Like
We
that's why I
yeah.
like Shrek. It was like original. And I kind of like the parody. Like it's complete. It's so goofy that it's just like I enjoy it. Like making fun of it is just kind of funny. Kind of funny. A
Kinda.
more of a low key sense.
Now, I know we're still waiting on
But when
Scope.
it's like done over several times, yeah.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
When it's
Finish.
done like so many times, it's just like of like making fun of it. It's just like, okay, you're done. Stealing like a book from Shrek.
Yeah. Now, but getting back onto the topic here,
Yeah.
let me ask you about the trope of second chances.
That one I can see it can either really fuck up massively, or is not, or done really well. Again, I am very neutral on this front. I can't really say much personally, and if I'm using personal opinion of like trying to put myself into the character's shoes, because that's kind of overall. Because I generally don't give second chances, but
What did I miss?
So we're talking about second
se-
chances.
Hmm.
What do you think of it?
I think if done well, they could be really cute. Um, no, turn to fan fiction again.
Fanfiction has all the best ways to actually write these
Yeah.
tropes. Let's be
Yes.
fair.
Um, essentially, high school romance between these two characters from some fandom I used to be in. Anyways, they had some kind of like just really unhealthy relationship because they both weren't in the best mental states. Anyways, they come back. It was also I think it might have also been no, it wasn't soulmates as well. But anyways, they had this really big falling out, right?
Okay.
And we get this time skip to when they're older, and they end up reconciling, reconciling.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
You know, it's funny.
and
So, sorry to put a little pause there, but what you're describing is actually what happened to one of my friends that cuts my hair. She used to date her now fiance back in high school,
mhm,
but again, like obviously teenagers, hormonal, emotional, all that fun stuff. They didn't really have the best relationship, and they broke up. They actually got back together about like a year or two ago, and you know, after the passage of time and everything, and growing up and things like that, they found that they, you know, they still like kind of like loved each other, had a new love for one another, and they found that they worked really well together now that they were grown up and knew how to have a healthy relationship.
mhm,
And now again, like
mhm,
they are engaged, they are going to get married, hopefully
mhm.
within the year.
See, that's cute.
Like it's something like that that can actually happen in real life. But if
I
you,
think it's a. I'm pretty sure I think it was my auntie had a similar thing happen where she met her husband when they were in middle or high school, and it wasn't necessarily like it was just kind of life like forced them to end up like separating from each other and then like coming back and separating and coming back.
okay,
But yeah, very strong relationship there, and they are now married.
that's cute.
Mhm.
You see, like it's kind of funny because I knew someone, my ex, who said he would never ever give someone a second chance, saying they didn't deserve it. And I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes people do deserve a second chance. Especially when you can get things like that where like it just works out in the end, kind of thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
you get it. But I don't know. Like I think it also like again it kind of depends on the second chance because if it's like a toxic love second chance, no,
Mm-mm.
please don't do that. That's bad. It's like oh he can change and then he doesn't. It's like you brought this on yourself.
Yeah. That is cycle of
Yeah.
abuse, and that's not good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's definitely not good. It's like learn. I'm sorry.
How
Like
that kind of would.
go ahead.
Oh god.
No, go.
It would just kind of be like, type of moment for me.
Well, have your moment.
No, it would be like, no. What I'm saying is like response to that would be like, type of moment.
Oh, okay. It wasn't really have much special, but anyway. No, like when it comes to second chances, it's definitely nice to see things like what Skull and I described, like where they had a bad relationship, but then they come back a little bit later on, and they find that they're compatible with each other, and they actually do want to make things work. But if you're stuck in a cycle of abuse where you can't let someone go, even though you should, and you keep coming back to them and keep getting hurt, that's your own damn fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Eventually, like the cycle does have to be broken.
Yeah.
Either you have to break it or someone else has. Well, you would technically have to be the one to break it because if someone else does it for you, you may come to resent that person,
Mm-hmm.
or you may come to thank them. It depends on the person. Some people are weird,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, no. Second chances is kind of messy, but it can be good, so long as it's
Yeah.
done in the right light.
Yeah. Well,
Now,
let's
we're gonna move on to a new one. Is that what we wanted,
um.
or do you have something else to
I
add?
know we said Disney episode, but another trope that Disney has made me think of is like the Beauty and the Beast type thing.
Well, to be fair, I mean that hasn't that existed for a long time before even Disney adapted La Belle and la Bête. I hope I said that right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. La Belle et la Bête.
Okay, good. French is weird
Uh,
sometimes.
Ignore my slurred French accent because I said it very fast.
I sounded more like I was gurgling there for a little bit. But no, I mean it's existed even I think even before La Belle and la Bête. With the whole aspect of a beastly partner and the romantic interest or like the woman essentially having to overcome such great obstacles to turn her beast back into a man.
I love how this was supposed to be us shitting on romance tropes, but we're literally just talking about how they can or can't be good.
Hey, it's good stuff here then. But I don't know, like
Who's-
I feel like it'd also be a lot more fun, but I get why people do this because like the whole thing like you can change your man from a beast to obviously a respectable person and that whole liking that, but at the same time I see a lot more, not a lot more, but I do see some more stories being written where they don't ever change back from being a beast. Like they still have that like beastly appearance, but they're more of a man now than they were before they met the person.
Mhm.
And I also think that's really cute.
Mhm.
And I think like let's be fair when it comes to like Disney's Beauty and the Beast, like the original, not the remake. The remake's trash. And I will die on that hill. But
Mhm.
I think we all liked the Beast better as Beast than as human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I don't know, maybe it's
Yeah.
just like seeing him for the entire movie or whatever the case may be, but like I like the Beast design better as the Beast than I do with him as a human.
He had character.
He did. Like he was arguably
He
more
wasn't just
human.
some he wasn't just some attractive man.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're not wrong there.
And that's literally what he was at the end, was just some attractive dude.
Though they could have got the shading a little more right on the face.
I will definitely say, and I'm gonna say this up front, I do think they were kind of like, and anything can go because it doesn't matter.
Well, I think it was more like they were pressed for time when it came to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing like the original like pencil drawing for the shading and it looked phenomenal. but then you see like what they actually did with I don't remember what the process was, but we see what they actually did, and you're just like, oh no, they did you dirty, mate.
If it was old hand-drawn animation, it would have been self-shading,
Okay, I don't know the
which
process
is,
all that well, so yeah.
yeah. Well, cell shading actually, just a little animation fun fact, cell shading was named cell shading because of the cellulose paper sheets that they used for animation frames.
Oh,
The more you know.
yeah. The more you know. It's fun fact of the day, I guess. Well, one of the fun facts. There might be more.
Well, probably.
Oh, probably. Yeah. Fair enough. But no, yeah. So, so moving right along as we continue going on about romance tropes. What about
Hmm.
the stuck together, kind of almost like enemies to lovers?
Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's bonus points. My bonus points, weak point, whatever you want to call it, when characters start out thinking they're nothing alike, right? Just absolutely hating each other, right? Trying to like one up each other, whatever. So like rivalry slash enemy type thing. And then as they're together on their adventure or whatever, they end up finding out that they're a lot more similar than they thought and coming to appreciate one another. It doesn't even have to be romantic, it can just turn into like a friendship and it's just yes. Yes.
See, I wouldn't mind that so much. I think the version of enemies to lovers I like best probably comes in the form of the Dragon Age 2 relationships that you can have with your romantic partners. Because you have your friendship romance, which is like obviously your friends to lovers kind of thing, but then you have like your literal enemies to lovers, where it's a literal love hate relationship. Like you hate each other, but at the same time, like you love each other, and I like it. It's fun, especially when it's Fenris. Because at the end, when you reach the peak of his romance, he's just like, "You're basically a fucking thorn in my side, and I can't live without you. Kiss me." Fenris is my favorite. I've never romanced any of the others except for Fenris, so bite me. There's something about a broody elf with white hair that I love, and this fucking voice actress is fucking phenomenal. I am sorry. I will die on that hill. Like Fenris is best character next to Varric. Varric will always be best character, but regardless, that's beside the point. Anyway,
I can definitely see the brooding elf shit.
yes, but what about you, Ruths? What do you think about enemies to lovers?
I definitely find the trope very much a. I think one thing that was writing like an idea of mine for. I think it was like I might like a little short thing that I was writing. I don't know what it was specifically, but I was like had that trope of like with two characters
Okay.
that was pretty much like designed just be like they're pretty much have opposing ideas, pure opposing ideas of like what is of ideology.
So kind of like day and night.
Yeah, kind of like day and night.
So like opposites attract, pretty much.
Yeah, but
That's also
enemies
really
version.
cute.
When done right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that the whole thing is this: when done right, this can be good.
yeah,
hmm
But I
It's like
continue.
slow burn romance. Slow burn romance can be really good or it can be really bad.
Oh my gosh. I think when it comes to like that, when they try to do things where it's dragging it on, that's when it gets really bad. And I'm just like, I can't do this. Like basically any cartoon that has a romance nowadays.
I mean,
Yeah.
if it's not drug on for too long.
Yeah, but the problem is people like to draw it out because drama and all this other stuff.
That's literally how they ruined Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Well, at least didn't Star only go on for like 4 seasons though?
Yeah, the
At
first
least
season. Here's the thing, though. Everyone was like, the first season, and I think the second season were fine. It was seasons 3 and 4 that ruined it.
yeah, but here's the thing. At least it only lasted 4 seasons. We don't have something like we have with like Miraculous that was greenlit for what was it like 8 seasons now?
Don't get me started on that one.
Let's not talk about Miraculous right now. We can do a Miraculous 2 Electric Boogaloo sometime once there's more.
Look, there's these tropes present in it. I'm going to talk about it. So fuck
Let's not
off.
I,
talk about let's not
I'm
talk about
avoiding
Bruno.
the ranting about it.
I can easily rant
More,
about it.
I
Oh, so
really,
easy.
it's too easy to rant about it, and that's why I'm avoiding it.
Well, here's the thing. This is your time to do it. We're talking about these tropes, and these tropes are present in the things that we watch. Talk about them. It's okay. So long as we don't get
No,
off on a
like it would
tangent.
be something else about it.
Oh my
Definitely something
gosh.
else about it.
Where was this during the Miraculous episode?
Mainly because I'm like so zero brain. I might, and also I might be off with some of my credit. Crit, crit, I cannot speak.
English!
English cannot
Oh,
comprehend.
hablo English?
No hablo English. But no, yeah, like, seriously, where was this during the fucking Miraculous episode? Damn it, guys! You disappoint me.
To be fair, I have it. I had like I drank like probably 5 cokes,
Oh my
cups of
gosh.
coke,
Can't really use that as an excuse, man.
and also just low sleep.
Okay, that's fine. That's understandable, I suppose. Damn it. Oh my gosh. You guys fucking kill me here some days.
Suffer.
But anyway, trying to get back onto everything here. I don't even remember what the fuck we were talking about beforehand, before I went on my mini rant.
Yeah. Okay. Secret billionaire trope. It's like
This
rich person, member of a royal family, whatever. They're tired of their lifestyle and they sneak out of the spotlight. They fall in love with a normal person who treats them like a normal person.
So I don't have anything really to say on this secret billionaire thing, but I have something to say about the rich boy falling in love with the common girl thing. Cause let me fucking tell you, that is fucking everywhere. In every little Harlequin little fucking novela that I have ever had to fucking see when I worked for HarperCollins. I kid you fucking not. Every single one of those itty bitty little books had a prince or billionaire or whatever the fuck it was falling in love with this precious little Cinderella type girl that was literally had nothing to her other than her purity and innocence and kindness. And they literally just, it's literally just her also doing it's like her it's like Belle and Cinderella wrapped into one. Because they have to change their beastly, rich ass fucking, not even boyfriend, love interest. Because let's be fair, it's like toxic ass relationships up in here. But like,
Yeah.
it's everywhere in fucking Harlequin books. And don't get me fucking started on the One Night with Consequence series.
Oh god.
Jesus,
Yes, no, don't even get me fucking started on that because it's like, oh yeah, we have sex one night, and now she's pregnant. Now she's got to like,
Jesus
no,
Christ.
wait, it gets better. Now she's got to convince her man to stay and help her raise the child, or she's got to convince him not to take her child away and raise it with her. And I'm like, oh my
What
gosh.
the fuck?
Yep,
What the fuck?
yep.
It feels like CW drama all over again.
Oh, trust me. These things are so formulaic. There is a reason. Harlequin is the leader in romances because they literally just shit them out. It's so bad that when we got boxes of these itty bitty little novellas, mind you, not even two, like barely 200 pages long, And that's being generous too. On top of that, that's being very generous. The moment that we would scan these in, they were immediately destined to be shredded and destroyed and sent off to be recycled into something else.
Hmm.
Harper did not even want to keep the shit ton of fucking boxes of Harlequin books that came in. You just tossed them onto the destroy line and that was it. That is it just
For that trash, yes.
yes, for that trash, yes. But still, it's so fucking annoying because it was everywhere, and I'm just like, everywhere. So yeah, no, I don't have anything to say about the secret billionaire thing because like I can understand where some people would want to get away from their life and not be treated how they are by from everyone else. But when you get the things like the Harlequin novellas, that's on that draw line. I'm like, nope, I can't do it. Nope, nope, nope. I refuse to read that trash. Because that's all it is, trash. I will say this right now: the worst book I ever had to lay eyes on. It just bothered me more than anything. It was a book called "A Baby Between Friends."
That line has 1,000 things going wrong for it.
Yes,
It sounds so
yes.
wrong.
I only had to see it once, and thank gosh for that. I don't think I could have handled seeing it again. But yes, that is what I've had to witness, and I'm just like, nope, nope, nope. When it comes to that kind of stuff, I will never read it. It kind of reminds me of 50 Shades of Grey.
Moving on. What do you guys think of like the appointed knight type things?
The Appointed Bodyguard. It can be cute. I've had
Yeah,
some people like argue it's like, well, they're their bodyguard. They shouldn't be falling in love in the first place. I'm like, that's the point.
but like,
Yeah.
doesn't it give them more of a reason to protect them?
I think so. And then there's like those people who also argue, but then that like makes them blind to their job. And I'm like, okay, but it's cute. I mean, look at Guinevere and Lancelot. I don't know. I don't think like in some versions he's her appointed knight, but like not in all versions. It depends on the adaptation and who's writing it. But he was basically her knight, more or less, and depending on the context. But you always see Guinevere and Lancelot, so you know
Yeah, what's
the
up?
whole the secret lovers kind of thing.
My mom said to read a book. She asked
You
to read a book.
okay? You
I'm dying.
okay?
I'm
Why?
dying. I'm dying.
What happened this time?
Just reading through a list of romance tropes.
Oh dear lord, what'd you find? What'd you find that's making you giggle?
Full list.
Well, could you be a little more specific here, buddy?
The whole list.
Okay, well, again, can you just like share something?
Just send the list. You guys can look.
Oh my gosh, gotta make this. Well,
It's sending.
why can't you just share some of what you found? Okay, here's a good one I want to ask about. What about the childhood sweethearts?
Again, it can be done. If it's done right, it's cute. If not, if it can be annoying.
Now, that also leads me to ask this question. What do you guys would define as childhood sweethearts? Because I'm a little interested, mostly because I don't know if you two have seen season 2, episode 1 of Hell of a Boss, but there are people who are immediately, obviously, like, putting Stolas and Blitz into the childhood sweethearts after their one-off meeting when they were kids. Do you think
Okay,
that
that's
counts as
I
childhood
don't.
no.
sweets?
I personally don't think it counts, especially considering the fact that Stolas was more excited about the fact that he finally had a friend, and Blitz was only there because, I'm doing what my dad told me.
I was
Gonna rob these
bought.
rich people.
See, like, it's just like it's one meeting, and it's also clear later on that Bliss didn't remember it. So it's like, is it really childhood sweethearts though?
I don't think so. And I mean, I don't even really. I mean, I haven't seen all of the season, like the first season or whatever. But like from what I have seen, it doesn't really seem like there's a lot of actual romantic feelings coming from Blitz in the first place.
Well,
More
it's
so than just
complicated.
using
It
for
gets a little more complicated later on.
something.
I will say that. It definitely gets a little more complicated later on. But like
Yeah,
Oh god.
I
it
think when
really
it comes
is.
to like childhood sweethearts, there is a fine line for it, and it can work so long as you don't cross into where they would technically be almost siblings kind of thing.
Yeah, that where like I had a problem with one CW, like one CW show that definitely pulled a weird shit of childhood sweetheart that is just like eh, 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 like dying inside every time they mention it. And then they had to like just act like it never happened.
Oh dear, that's bad. That's really
That's how
bad.
bad it was.
Um, can I give an example of really bad from our last Dungeons and Dragons campaign in the form of Raptor's character?
Go right ahead.
Oh,
Yeah. So
oh,
Raptor's first character and my first character for the last campaign we played together. Um Raptor was very insistent on like, okay, well they grew up together, maybe like childhood friends to romance thing. And yeah, it was a mess and just not fun.
No, it wasn't.
It really wasn't. It was awkward.
It's like, buddy, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
yeah, like I
Well,
was a little bit in pain when I like even from observer point of view, I was in pain a little bit.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest here. Like in character, my statement was out of character. My statement was if the characters end up together, it's because an actual move was made. It's not just gonna be like it happens like that.
And then he got like really upset whenever Charlie made advances on other people, or even tried to like take his people too,
Yeah,
which was funny as hell.
it's like simpy. Also, it's not my fault that he lost his chance with Lance.
Charlie just knew how to work it better. Well, or mostly because
Yeah,
like his
his dad's.
yeah. No, just the
It
dad,
would
just Aki.
also I would have to say it wasn't just that it was just the awkwardness that just like not even awkwardness. It's just like nah, I'm not gonna. I won't say it because I don't
Oh,
think it.
it's he's not here. We can shit on this.
No, I'm not. No, I'm just like I don't know what word would fit this, and I'll also say this right from his face. Also,
Yeah, it was definitely an example of like the childhood friends to lovers done wrong.
Yeah.
yeah,
Gotta love that, especially when it's done wrong, like
Yeah.
poor Raptor did it.
admittedly, I with that one, I was like, it kind of gave me it like with that shit kind of gave me like the PTSD of the one horrible thing of like one CW show that just that slightly traumatized me when I was younger. When I was younger and watching that shit,
Oh
and
yeah.
I was like, why? When I was like younger, I was like so confused. I'm still confused to this day why the fuck they did that shit. They made even an episode about that shit. That's the worst thing.
Yikes.
I'm not
And then
surprised
they
though.
realized, oh yeah, they should have bet with that shit, and they had to just act like it never happened.
Retcon.
Yeah. Yeah, he ran so fast that he just retconned that shit. There.
Simple as that. There you go.
Yeah.
So
I think you know what show I'm talking about. With
no,
me
I
just
don't.
saying, yeah.
But let's go. Any other tropes you want to talk about since you seem to have a list?
Mm. I'm looking.
Oh my god. You've been looking at this for a while now.
I just pulled it up again.
Oh. I don't know, Ruthless. Do you have anything you want to talk about? I was on this website earlier.
Now, would you now? One thing I definitely say.
Fake relationships or fake engagement.
Oh, Bridesmaid, like that Bridesmaid movie, I think,
I don't know.
or
But
I'm trying
like
to remember.
the fake arrangement turns to actual romance.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of that one movie with Sandra Bullock and Paul Ryan Reynolds. The Bridesmaid. So you know.
I love how incest is on this list.
Oh my god. Gay for you. A heterosexual character becomes attracted to a gay friend, colleague, or mentor. The character then struggles with seemingly impossible feelings to define their relationship.
And with all fairness, I definitely will say there's some fantasy writing that has the incest
Oh, I know. Look at
shit, and
Game of Thrones.
I just kind of turned my brain off for it.
Well, again, look at Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones, I have to turn off my brain when
I mean, didn't they like
the House of
kind of
Dragons, and that
imply
shit is giving me
something
so much
along
pain.
with around high school host club? Didn't they kind of imply like the twins or whatever were like
I don't
just
think
like
they ever actually were. It was like a play. Because,
yeah
again, that's something that a lot of people like to see is like, I don't know what it is, like, they like twincest.
yeah.
There's something
Oh,
about twincest that people love.
oh god, that's even more horrifying. That's
I
traumatizing.
it wasn't something I necessarily enjoyed witnessing watching through, but I found it entertaining.
No, it was entertaining because it was played for laughs because, like, it was just a play. It wasn't anything really
Yeah.
serious. Like, they did love each other as brothers. But they
Yeah.
also did both fall in love with Haruhi. I hope
Yeah.
I hope that's the right one. I get them all mixed up because they look the fucking
Yeah.
same. But
Yeah.
I don't remember what, because one of them ended up backing out because he wanted his brother to, like, he wanted to push his brother forward and away from him. Be like, go out and live your own life, make your own friends and connections, which that brother had already started doing. And he wanted his twin to start doing the same. So he was kind of pushing him out of love. So it wasn't really that they were in love with each other, but at least romantically, they were as brothers.
Yeah.
And even
Definitely
then,
an interesting trope to see.
it is like that's a fun play on the twincest because it's not like obviously like what it actually is. It's just joking at it. It's like playing into it,
Yeah.
but not actually going into it.
Honestly, I never thought. I only thought it was like they made. I knew they were doing the incest jokes, but I thought, yeah, it was like a joke. I found it as a joke, not serious. If it was serious,
You cut out
and
there.
I would. Hello.
There you go. You're good.
Oh my god, this up. So, here's one. Fuck, where'd it go?
Oh yeah, if it was actually serious, I'd definitely been in a lot more pain. Again, there's some things that I'm willing to take, like pain, like things that are painful that I'm willing to take, but that shit just like, especially when it's like serious, like deadpan serious. Now, if it's fancy, I'm like willing to somewhat be like, okay, it's fancy. Like if it's like showing the old age of that time, I can
Well, you
see
also have to
why.
do the proper world building and kind of take out
Yeah,
the modern elements or modern
yeah,
thinking. You have to have it truly set in that time period.
Oh my
yeah.
god, oh my god, oh my
If you're
god. I
doing that,
just
and
uh
there's some writers that is doing that.
Yeah, I
uh
believe it. Are you okay,
uh
Skull?
yes, I just remembered one, and it's from a novel slash play that I actually quite enjoyed. So, Cyrano or the Matchmaker trope. I both love and hate this trope with a passion
Okay.
because it's really entertaining to watch go through and unfold. But at the same time, with the way that it was done in Cyrano de Bergerac, it pissed me off to no end. It was entertaining, but the ending, this trope can be done well, but it all depends on the ending. Essentially, you get the whole like, okay, there's this person who's in love with another person, but um, the person they're in love with loves somebody else, and instead of like taking their own needs or whatever, they help the person that the person they're in love with is in love with to romance them. And it's like the person who's trying to romance the girl is a completely clueless idiot. And so essentially, the person who's in love with this chick is doing all the like romancing and stuff for this clueless idiot. And it's a mess. It's really entertaining to read because you realize, okay, like this is gonna turn to shit. This lady's gonna figure out that something's off when she finds out just how much of an idiot this person is. But when it comes to with Cyrano de Bergerac, when it came to Roxanne ending up actually like realizing who she was in love with, he fucking dies. And it's not even like he's just dead. No, he goes on this entire like monologue before he dies, and it's stupid and it made me mad. But reading through the thing was entertaining, and if it was written better, it probably would be an. It would be if it was written better, it would be a genuinely entertaining and probably enjoyable read. It's a mess.
I can tell.
I am angry.
I can tell. Doesn't take much, does it, Skull?
No. No.
What trope I actually did see, I do remember this. I don't know which. I don't remember the show name. The Boy
I'm not familiar with that one.
is where the bully, like, imagine like the girl, like, I think it was like so the one bully, the girl bully that just bullied on like the kid that was just like that keeps on bullying the kid and just always harass him, and then he was like, and then grows to like him, and then they start liking each other.
Okay, so it's basically like the. Okay, I get what you're saying. It's like my favorite take on this has jokingly been called moron sexual.
Moron sexual.
And it's like you've
Yeah,
got this
more
bully
unsexual.
who's picking on this person because they find them to be an idiot, just can't stand them, and eventually it turns to, oh shit, I'm in love with this idiot.
Yes.
Oh dear. That just sounds painful.
It can be good or really bad.
I kind of seen a lot of good ones.
Oh
That
my god.
trope, I've seen a lot of good ones, but I've seen decent amount of bad ones that I would have to say like you have to be like always the caveat of like it can be good or bad, but I do like the trope overall.
Oh, Ruthless! You're a comic book reader. What's your opinion on the two-person love triangle? Like the mistaken identities thing, say, Spider-Man,
Oh,
for example.
You could almost say miraculous too.
so So kind of like that type of shit. Okay, so I definitely will say, with comics, they at least have like take it somewhere with comics. See the issue with that that was that's always been constantly an issue. Is like the triangle will still be the status quo and keeping it in
Mhm.
that as the status quo. It's like, come on, like
Oh
it
my
needs
god.
to go somewhere.
This list. So I'm reading through a new list now. Um, just based off of what I'm about to say, do you guys think this is gonna be good or bad? But the sleeps with everyone but you trope.
Oh, the player? I mean, that's almost every bard in D&D, right? if you really piss
Sounds
them
about right.
off. It's like if you find yourself like a really vindictive one, they'd be like, you know what? Just out of spite, I won't sleep with you, and they sleep with everyone else instead, including all your party members.
Oh my
if they're
god.
really feeling up to it.
Oh my god. Fuck, where'd it go? Unwanted harem.
oh. Oh no.
Oh Lord.
Kind of like falls right into like the actual harem and then the reverse harem.
Is it though?
I mean, the whole harem thing.
Yeah. Even though it's kind of a little bit different.
Well,
Like
obviously it's
not wanting to harem.
different. Well, okay, in what context is the unwanted harem? Is it just when some random anime guy gets like a whole bunch of girls?
I'm going to assume it's like that, but they don't want that.
I'm glad I got a laugh out of Ruthless for that one.
I actually laugh
Okay.
because
Um,
it's I
so
only seen one anime that's like that.
I mean, to be fair, almost every like if it's just like a I wouldn't even just say like a slice. Well, if I
are you thinking of Monster Musume?
what's that?
Oh, don't get me started how bad that shit is. It's so
Monster
cursed.
Musume essentially, they're in this world where there's like monster girls and people take them into like help them get jobs and live normal lives or whatever. And this dude ends up living with three monster girls. And I think a fourth one afterwards. But anyways, all these monster girls are trying to get him to fall in love with like they're all trying to get this dude to fall in love with them. I haven't seen all of the anime. I read the first volume of the manga.
Okay.
But like they've all got traits that this dude finds appealing, and
But
that's but it's like he's got to make a choice.
again, like why does there have to be a choice?
It basically just turns into unwanted harem.
Ah.
Okay, here's one that I didn't think of right away, but makes sense. You got the wallflower noticed by the rake, or like the outcast noticed by popular kid.
I don't know. Cuz like in terms with high school, that stuff can be very like
Murky.
yeah, like you have some wallflowers that obviously do want to get noticed, like they want to be part of the crowd, but then you have others who are like, please don't look at me, don't talk to me, and then when the popular one does take notice, they're like, please don't look at me, please don't talk to me, I don't like this, because then they're put in the limelight and they can't get away because they're with the popular people, and yeah, it's that can be a little messy depending on how you write it. Like if it's a wallflower that wants to be noticed, and yeah, that's fine. But if it's a wallflower that's like a genuine wallflower that just does not want that kind of attention, like social anxiety and things like that, it can be messy, especially like if the relationship ends badly.
How about it's a
Oh
recluse?
god. Siblings ex spouse.
Oh,
I mean, that kind
oh.
of almost falls right into the twins switch places for revenge or love kind of thing. Almost. Still kind of, I don't know, weird? I don't know. It's pretty sure someone's done that in real life before, but like it still seems kind of odd.
Oh, hey, it's just 50 Shades of Grey.
What?
This trope that I'm about to send.
Why can't you just say it?
Because,
Oh my gosh.
God damn it.
Let's say you're fucking killing me.
Yeah, this trope.
So you mean like the sugar daddy with his like sugar baby essentially?
Yeah.
I mean, I see enough of it when just working in retail. It's still weird, but I see it. See these pretty little girls with their fucking wrinkly ass old men who buy them whatever they want.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! How did I not think of this? Oh my god.
You know,
Lovers and...
Skull, you're kind
Dude!
of defeating
Yeah.
some point of this. We're supposed to talk about some of these, not just like bounce
Okay.
around constantly.
I'm sorry, but just caffeine.
Oh, so now you have the fucking caffeine running through you.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, but yeah.
I hate that shit.
What?
The lovers in denial. It's like right up there with unrequited love. I fucking hate that shit.
I honestly find it to be really entertaining if it's well done. Where like you've got the two
It's
oblivious idiots that are
never
like,
well done. That's the problem, and it's so
if it can be
fucking
well done, and I've
annoying.
seen it well done with fanfic, but
That's
like
fan fiction, though.
it's different, but still, it's
See,
I'm kind of
literature.
neutral on that one. Because I've
But
seen a lot
it's
of that
entertaining. Where like
movies.
you got people who have really good chemistry, and like they're essentially already like in a relationship, and they're kind of denying it, but everyone else is like, yeah, this is obvious. And you know, the two with the good chemistry end up being the last people to be like, oh yeah, this is happening.
again, I hate that shit with a fucking passion. Because it's so fucking annoying.
It can be annoying, but it
It
can
is
also be really
very annoying because
entertaining.
it's like, how far up your own ass is your head that you don't fucking notice this shit?
I mean, I can't say anything. I technically had something like this happen in middle school, and I didn't realize until like last month. I was chilling, and I was like, holy shit, I was dating this dude.
There is nothing but pure disappointment in my heart. Absolute pure disappointment. What the absolute fuck? Oh my gosh. Fucking make my head hurt now. So, for anyone who ever says that these tropes are so unrealistic and things like that, just remember this little guy right here.
Shut up!
No, I'm not. I'm going to fucking judge you now.
What? It's not
So-
my fault. It was
Not
first
your
off, it was
fault.
middle school. Second, I was a clueless idiot. And third, I thought that's just how friends hung out.
You're a fucking idiot.
You've got to keep in mind that I had like no friends until 7th grade.
I'm still going to judge you. So much judging.
I'm being bullied.
Hey, Raptor's not here, so you're the punching bag now.
Oh my god, everybody please retweet hashtag stop abusing Skull.
Oh, please. You're not gonna get that lucky boy. If anything, we should have it for Raptor. That poor boy's been through more shit than you, and you're the one who causes a lot of it.
Makes
So do I.
He makes it easy though.
Oh my gosh.
And a lot of the time he deserves it.
Oh my gosh.
I still have to
He
scold
also
him
makes
about
it-
not knowing musicals.
He also gives a lot of setups. Like, he gives so much material. It's honestly
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
For
You guys just
fuck's sake.
pick and choose very specific things with me, and it's usually in the romance categories or like
You
me
fucking
singing.
idiot.
We never established that I was intelligent, so why are you so surprised?
I'm not. I'm just disappointed.
Well, shut up then.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna sit here and sadly eat my salted caramel chocolate bar if I can open it.
Suffer.
So for
Yeah, got it.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh no, it's broken.
Can't fucking believe you.
I'll
So
be very fair.
disappointed.
I think
Holy
one
shit.
of my IRL friends
Holy
kind of did
shit.
that type of bullshit.
I was technically in a relationship with 2 people at the same time at one point.
Moving on. I'm just, I've had my fill here.
I definitely will say I don't rule out, like, there's some tropes that I don't 100% rule out, except for, like, if it's, like, it's very, very, very fantasy specific trope, or even just a specific genre trope, like the hot, the thief versus the hero,
The what versus the hero?
the thief versus the hero trope of the love.
You got Skull's attention again. But at this point, I don't think that's very hard.
I definitely didn't write 2 characters specifically for this trope.
Mm-hmm. Sure you didn't.
I definitely don't have their designs sitting somewhere easily accessible.
Sure you don't.
Along these lines, hero and villain.
No, of course. So much judging.
You should have.
You know, I definitely will say
How?
it is
Why are you judging me now? You could have been judging me during our first shipping episode when this first came up.
I was.
God damn it, my mouse! I dropped my mouse.
I was judging you back then, and I'm judging you now again.
You're awful.
I know.
You
Thank you.
literally share the enjoyment to some of these tropes, and you're judging me.
Yes.
Should be disappointed in yourself.
I'm always disappointed in myself.
Should be more disappointed in yourself.
Not possible when I'm already. There's nothing left to be like to even hope for. I'm already disappointed. Like nothing I can do can ever improve that. Can't change that.
I just realized I don't get made fun of that much.
Might
Yeah,
want to
like
save that for another.
mainly because like I really just generally don't care. Don't give a fuck.
I'm glad
I
Ruthless.
swear we could literally just have an episode where we're genuinely shitting on each other like we usually do, and it would be fine.
I think to be fair, that'd just be an episode of us making fun of Raptor.
Bullying Gamer Chats episode 16 special episode Bullying Raptor.
No, it'd be like roast. Let's go and roast each other.
Bro,
Yes,
with
yes.
we can even pull some screenshots from the server.
Oh my gosh.
Just
There'd
put
be a
them up
lot
on
of
screen.
Raptor ones. That'd be too much work for him because he's gonna be the one that's gonna be recording now.
I have actually no, I won't have the time to do that anymore.
You'll be busy. You've got work now.
Yeah.
Welcome to the working world. We're gonna hear you bitch about it more though.
Yeah.
Welcome to the workforce. You're fucking screwed.
Welcome to
It's
the
in a field I enjoy, and I'm only doing
Oh, you say that now.
yeah, I definitely will say
You're talking to the
good
person
luck.
who literally gets enjoyment out of washing dishes in a kitchen.
Trust me, that shit runs real thin, real quick. Just you wait. Reality's gonna
Actually,
slap you hard.
yeah. Especially when you're like dealing with other
Okay,
shit.
okay, well, let's see. I've heard people saying first 3 months will be fine. Everything else afterwards you'll hate it. But if I'm fine after the first 3 months and I'm still enjoying myself, then
You're
you
gonna
guys have
come
to
to hate
stop
it later.
judging me.
No. It's not the job
We'll see.
itself. It's the coworkers and the bosses. That's the shit you come to hate.
We'll see.
Even
I ended up learning that my
fucking
coworkers at the place I'm going to be working, almost all of them play D&D. Because when I was talking with the manager about scheduling, they were like, okay, what times do you do certain things? And I was like, okay, well, this is Dungeons and Dragons Day. And he's like, okay, yeah, we can accommodate for that. Almost everyone else who works with us plays Dungeons and Dragons.
Of course.
My manager also.
That's beautiful. I hope I get along with my coworkers.
You better hope.
And even if I don't, I'm good at acting.
Yeah.
Good for you, sweetheart. Oh, that actually looks really nice.
On the topic of place, another romance trope that I kind of hate is fucking workplace romance.
Why?
Because it can either be really good or really bad. More often than not, it's bad.
It's weird. Like it's a really weird trope that I personally actually don't like the trope. There's actually one of the tropes I'll actually just die on a hill and say I don't like it.
Yeah.
What about it is that you don't like?
it it comes off weird.
Yeah. Especially if it's like along the lines of like the boss and secretary thing where like you've obviously got like position of power over the person.
Well, that's different. That's gonna be like obviously a toxic relationship because the power dynamic is out of balance.
Yeah.
And again, that falls into the type of thing that people like to read when it comes to romances is like the lowly little secretary falling in love with the CEO and they just have nothing
Eh,
but sex.
eh,
Welcome to
I
Harlequin
hate
101.
I hate it so much.
Meh.
Now, one thing I would say that would be kind of more interesting, that the billionaire that just was like kind of just living a normal life, and he just wanted to just find some love, and then he's just like just starting like just act like a normal, like trying to dress up like a normal guy. He's just hiding all his wealth, and he just have like this shitty apartment.
Literally the secret billionaire trope.
I'm disappointed in you.
That's
So,
literally the secret billionaire trope.
We literally talked about this earlier.
God damn it,
And-
Ruthless.
And I definitely will say that trope was much better than that trope. I'm trying to,
Oh my
I'm barely
God.
remember what we go through.
Oh my god, I just remembered a trope that I ended up stumbling across, and you reminded me of this Ruthless with the whole billionaire thing. I was reading this fan fiction for a fandom that I can't remember. But anyways, accidental sugar daddy.
Fuck's sake.
Accidental third eye? What?
Accidental sugar daddy.
It was like these two college students, and one of them was. Yeah, it was these two college students, and they were both art students, I think, too. One of them was. Oh my god, it was funny as hell. That was an enjoyable read, and it was just because it was comedic the entire way through.
Alright then.
And it literally started out as like, okay, you've got this
Oh,
art student and some person who is also taking program. I can't remember what program. It's not important. But anyways, they're in there. They volunteer to be still life model for this art class, and then the student's like, "Hey, can I get you to continue being my art model, please? I'll pay you to do it." And it just devolves from there. I couldn't take it seriously. I couldn't stop laughing. It was fun to read through the however many chapters there were, and I'm pretty sure there was a sequel. Even better is that it was a gay romance.
We have a moment of silence for Skull. He has
I
died.
don't know if it's disappointed silence or stunned silence at the fact that I remember that.
Both. It's definitely both. I'll be the first to say that one.
I'm not judging. I'm not gonna be judging since after me doing that hiccup.
Just about to say, I'm always gonna judge no matter what.
Oh no, I'm not
I
judging
expect
him
nothing
because I
less of
made
Lotus at this
that.
point.
Because,
Thank you. Hold up, I
I
have the
just
perfect.
jokingly get offended with you.
I know. I got the perfect gift for this. Hold up here. Where are you, my darling? There you are.
Judging you.
Yes. Always.
Why am I not surprised?
Oh, I love this gif. It's like perfect. I judge every single one of you every moment.
I have a perfect response.
So does Ruthless. It's amazing what you can find me just search up hell of a boss gifs. Anyway, back to any other tropes you guys want to talk about for romance? I'm
Uh,
a little
I'm,
more down.
I'm running out.
Noises. Oh goodness.
I'm running out, and there's only so much judgment I can take from you in one go, and I'm at my limit.
Already, damn.
I've had a hard day, okay?
Sorry to hear that.
Celebrity. So a famous. Actually, I'm not going to say it because I can definitely see me being in the shame corner or just be shamed. But fuck it.
I'm
So
constantly shamed for being here, Ruthless. You can talk.
Not as bad as
so
Raptor.
a
Raptor's not
celebrity
here.
loves commoner as like a common person, so like a normal person.
Yeah, that's again that imbalanced power dynamic. Most of the time. Most of the time, that's how it's written, is the really imbalanced power dynamic.
Which people seem to love for some reason.
Well, I think a part of the appeal with like the toxic romances and like forbidden or taboo romance tropes is that it's a way for people to get their enjoyment of it. Usually women,
Always women.
usually,
Always women.
for
Yeah.
these things. Oh, well, while we're here and we're talking about romance tropes and like sexualized whatever, yaoi. Yaoi was originally created to appeal to women's want to see gay romance.
I believe it.
Sounds about right. You know, isn't that
The same thing goes with Yuri for men wanting
yeah,
to see
I mean, to be fair, isn't that what
lesbian
porn's
romance.
just for?
Yeah,
yeah.
but let's be honest here, writing does it too.
Well, of course. That's what erotica's for.
Yeah, but we don't need to go there.
Someone else will.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, worst comes to worst, we do another episode where we just shit on erotica.
I don't know. I mean, I'd probably skip out on that one. Not my forte. Nor something I'd want to talk about it also. But anything else here? Hello?
Mm, I'm pretty much out of things to say.
Ruthless?
Try to give some other like I'm someone who's like damn it, like I have some other like have things on my tip of my tongue of ideas, but at the same time it's just like kind of is at like around is right now 10. I would like to just do shit tomorrow, but it's like
We
fuck it.
can call it here, Ruthless. That's perfectly fine.
We've been talking for like an hour and a half. An hour.
Actually, an hour and
Um,
45 minutes just about, so
yeah,
we're all in agreement. We're all good.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
we need to, we can do another one of these. Hopefully,
Yeah,
when
we can
we're.
pick a new trope,
Oh, we're going to. This is not going to be a one off thing. We're going to be doing more than
a
one
new
trope now.
category.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of things we can talk about with, like, multiple genres.
Ooh, could we do the same thing with movies too, technically?
I mean, my fucking gosh. Didn't I just
Oh.
say that these tropes are in movies and books and things like that? So this is your chance to fucking talk about it! Ah!
I'm sorry. Caffeine, tired, and probably ADHD. Leave me alone.
No! For fuck's sake. Ah, for fuck's sake. Where is it?
Hey, Lotus, you can't judge when you're the one who was always saying you're lucky to remember yesterday.
Yeah. You always you do
Yeah,
say
that's
that often.
yesterday. But at least I can remember the past hour.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am absolutely certain about that. I remember this day very well. It's not my fault I have nothing going on in my life that's not worth remembering. Other than work, sleep, and eat. I'm like a fucking animal at this point.
Oof.
Exactly.
Oof.
So again, it's not the fact that I don't have it. I can't really remember. It's just I don't have anything to remember that won't commit to memory. At least not worthwhile. Anyway,
Thank you for listening to this tangent.
more like rant. At least at this point. Alright, this has been Lotus, Ruthless, and Skull. You guys have a good morning, night, evening, or day, wherever you are, and see you guys next week.